Oh wow, that's a nice example. In this exercise, what we are going to do is to write some code that is responsible for printing the multiplication table, just like the one you've learned when you were about 6 or 7 years old. And we are going to write this multiplication table from 1 to 10, I think will be enough, okay? So that's what we are going to do, and we are going to solve this exercise by using none other than our two-dimensional array. So I hope you're ready, and let's go. And first thing that we have to do here is to define some size. Okay, so let's give here like size. Okay, and the size will be of size 11. And I will explain you right away why we use here 11 instead of 10. And basically, just a quick reminder to you guys, whenever you will see size in our program, by using this define, it will be replaced, even before the compilation phase, it will be replaced by the value of 11. So since we know that we are going to work with two-dimensional arrays, probably we are going to iterate over each of them, okay? We are going to iterate over the rows and the columns. So for that, we've seen in the previous exercise that we are going to use int I and j for that, okay? And also, what I want to do is to create, or basically initialize, our matrix, our two-dimensional array, with the size of size by size. It will be a square two-dimensional array, just like we would have expected of a multiplication table. And now what I want us to do is to start it from I equals to 0 as long as I is less than size, iterating over all the rows. And now inside it we are going to iterate over all the columns, right? So j equals to 0, j is less than size, and j plus plus. And what we are going to do right now is to specify. We are basically going first of all to fill, okay? So let's call this step, that will be our first step. So step one is to fill the values in the table, okay? So that will be the step 1, and we will fill the values because first of all, now we just declared it, right? It's not initialized. So we are going to fill the values, and we can say that the matrix, okay, at index ij, meaning the value, the element at row I and column j, will be equal to I multiplied by j. Okay, that's how the multiplication table works, right? You take the value from the row and multiply it by the value of the column. So very simple. And the only thing that I want to mention here is regarding this size of 11. I mean, why would I define it of size 11? And the reason is very simple, because if we start both of these loops from 0, then we know that we will get like the 0 values at the leftmost column, and the upper row will be also zeros, because everywhere that I is going to be equal to 0 and j will be equal to 0, you will simply get a bunch of zeros. So you may also try it, but the result will be very disappointing. But let's also give it a shot, that you will understand exactly what I meant. So let us proceed and go like this. So okay, now basically we are going to do step 2, and this step is printing the multiplication table. So that's what we are going to do. So for I equals to 0, as long as I is less than size, I plus plus. And here what we are going to do is to print this two-dimensional array, just like we've done it in the previous video. So for j equals to 0, as long as j is less than size, j plus plus. And here we are going to use printf, and we are going to specify here %d and specify the value. Okay, let's just use some space here. Specify the value of a at index I, mat at index I and index j. Okay, row I column j, and awesome. And once we are out of this for loop, we are going to print a new line so that it will look like a real two-dimensional matrix. And now what we are going to do is simply to build and run it, and let's see what we have here. So basically, as you go, you can see here like this kind of two-dimensional array, but things are getting a little bit out of bounds here. So let's just add some representation here using these 4, or maybe even 5. Let's use 5, that we will see it real nice. Okay, so there you go. Let's just increase this size. Okay, awesome. So there you go, you have your multiplication table. And one thing that I don't really like here is these zeros and these zeros, and they happen due to the fact that I starts from 0 and J starts from 0. So what I suggest to do is to start both of them from 1 and start this also from 1. And this way, if we build and run it, we will see something very, very beautiful. We will see actually the multiplication table that you have been seeing probably when you were like 6-7 years old. So 1 multiplied by 1 is 1. 2 multiplied by 1 is 2. Let's say 5 multiplied by 2 is 10, and you go like this. 5 multiplied by 4 is 20, and you have created your, okay, that's yours, guys. You created your first multiplication table, and it's actually looking amazing. And what's the best part here is that you can also, let's say you wanted like to increase the size of this multiplication table, and let's say you wanted to go like with 20. So you will just build and run it, and let's increase it to the fullest. And there you go, you have a multiplication table of 20 by 20. So you can increase it however you like. You have two-dimensional array, you have a full control of its size, its number of rows and arrows, and you know how to set and to fill its values, and you also know how to print all of its values. So pretty awesome, guys. I think you're starting to get the feeling of how to work with two-dimensional arrays. That's very important. That's a very useful topic, used a lot in even in tech interviews, and also on your exam it may be used if you're studying this material in this course. So I think this is it for this video, guys. Let me know what you think of it. If you have any questions, feel free to ask, and until next time, I'll see you there.